Well, hello, Allie. How are you doing? Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing? Okay, you are a number. So, whoever you are, hello, greetings to you. Tanari, how are you? Is that love over coffee? Thank you so much for joining me. One tough one. How are you doing? Hello. Thank you for being here. Natural Nubian's world. Thank you for being here. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Greetings to you. Hello, Jill. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Dana. How are you doing, pretty lady? How are you doing? Sure did. All right. You on time tonight? You are. Hey, Jesus, Betty. How are you doing? I just want you to know you are gorgeous, Miss Betty. I saw some pictures of you. You're gorgeous. Chafiqua, Christiana, Queen Cha-Cha. Okay. Jaquil, Agnes, Lisa, Pillar of Light, Austin. Okay, Austin. My daughter lives in Austin. Uh, Jonah. I think it is Jonah. Sonia. Hey there, Miss Karen. How are you? Zena. Let's see. Oh, good. Yeah, do that, Dana. I want to know. The Ambry. Okay, I missed it. Hey, Fifi. Chanel. I like that. Denise. Veronica. Jamaica. Alicia. Lady Barbara. How are you? All right. Okay, then, Tanari. Okay, I like that. Perth, Western Australia. Okay, from down under. Hi, Miss Crystal. Thank you for being here. At what time is it in Australia? Adelina, Pearl Nova. Pearl Noble. How are you? Lester Grout. How are you doing, sir? Facebook user. Hello. Hi, Betty. Lady Barbara, Facebook user. How come you don't use your name? Let's see. Oh, you love my car chronicles. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hi, Deanna. Thank you so much. Savvy. Thank you for enjoying those. 11 a.m. Oh, okay. So it's kind of early. Okay. It must be Monday, though, right? It's Monday, 11 a.m. Monday. Hi, Rhonda, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay. Hey there, Miss Laura. Hey, girl. How are you? Hey, Danita. My girl, Danita. And my eyebrows. I remember you. Hey, Miss Danita. She gave me my props on my eyebrows. I'm doing great. How are you? LaShonda. Miss Queen. All right. Let's see. Uh, Monday. Okay. Hi, Quentin. How are you, sir? Savvy's D Travels. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep you in mind. North Carolina in the house. Okay, in the UK is it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being in here with me. Thank you. Hi, Nicole. San Diego. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you so much. Carla, Monique. Thank you. Omaha, Nebraska. Okay. Hi, Tracy. How are you doing, sir? Okay, Tracy. Hopefully that's a sir. I see a picture of a male. Hopefully you're a sir. I apologize if you're not. JP, how are you? Baltimore. Okay. Belinda, Beth, how are you? Maryland, Kristen, Raylyn, Hopi Indian Reservation. Okay, girl, in Arizona. Hello. Thank you for being here. Okay, you representing well to my Native American brothers and sisters. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Deborah. Thank you. Florida in the house. Alicia, been following you for 3 years. Love your knowledge and energy. Thank you. I appreciate you, girl. It's hot up in here tonight, so I don't know how much energy you're gonna get. I'm gonna give you as much energy as I can. I just got a lot of lights in here, and it's hot in here, so I got a fan blowing. So you see all this moving around? That's the fan. Thank you so much. Found me on Clubhouse. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Texas, Florida from Texas. Okay. Shanti, thank you for being here. Ohio's in the house. Okay. Excuse me, guys. My nose is itchy. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Is Loki? How are you? Thank you for being here. California, be there next year. Hopefully you join me in California, Miss Alva. I'll be in California next year. New Zealand. Okay, New Zealand. Capital of New York City. Let's see who else. Nebraska. Thank you for being here. South Carolina. Okay. Good evening, Miss Shirley. How are you? Is that Themo? Thank you for being here. Betty, Mount Olive Pickles. Okay, Mount Olive Pickles, North Carolina. Okay. Syracuse, New York. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Deshaun. Hey, nephew. How are you? Swain Fuller, thank you for being here. My nephew from St. Louis. Okay. Lise Art. Let's see. Wisconsin. Okay. Hi, Vicky, Tiara. Let's see. Thank you for being here too. It's Thymo. Hopefully I got that right. Georgia. Okay. What part of Georgia? Well, thank you, Miss Renee. I'm glad you're here too. Syracuse, New York. Dawn. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Justice, Sharonika, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. Hey, just be real. Thank you so much, Swain Fuller. It's Kentucky in the house. Okay, New York City. I'll be in New York, not next year, the year after that. So 2023, I'll be in Los Angeles, California. Me and my team will be in Los Angeles, California. You guys get to meet Just Be Real. So those of you that didn't join me this year in Atlanta, Just Be Real is with me. And then Miss Kelly, you guys don't see Miss Kelly on. Miss Kelly's with me. You guys get to meet Apostle Helen Sadler. As a matter of fact, your sis, Telsha with the T on NPD, she's in California, so she'll be there. Youngstown, Ohio. Tiffany, shoot me an email. I want to ask you a question from Youngstown, Ohio. Ashley, Rebecca, New Mexico. But you get to meet Miss Bridget Griffin, Marcus Monroe. You get to meet who else? My big sis is probably not going to travel. Who else? Miss Tasha Leland. You get to meet Miss Tasha Leland. You get to meet my team, which is of course Miss Kelly, Miss Just Be Real, Charcetta Felton. You will also get to meet Miss oh my goodness, I'll think of her in a minute. I got so many names I'm looking at the same time. You guys get to meet my team when my team comes up there, and they're awesome. You guys will love them. Ohio, Vegas, Bronx. Okay, Bronx girl. I'll be there in 2024. I hope to meet you. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thank you so much, Milwaukee. All right. Thank you, Patrice. I know, lots of Ohio. So you know Apostle Helen Sadler will be having her conference in Chicago next year. So I will be in California, and then that following month we'll be in Chicago, Illinois. Mississippi in the house. What part of Mississippi? Modesto, California. I'm sorry. So California, I hope to meet you next year. Thank you so much for being here. Is that Brianna? Hello, Brianna. From Massachusetts. Okay. I want to say it's Michaela. Michaela is a German name. So if I mispronounce it, please forgive me. It's Michaela. I don't know what the English version of it is. I just see it as Michaela. So hopefully I got that right. Hi, Edward. How are you? Yes, it's hot over here. So I had to get the fan blow. I would turn it on, but then everything will fly off my head. This right here be all in my face. So small town Waynesboro. I've heard of Waynesboro, Jackson, Mississippi. I got my beauty license, my cosmetology license. Had to take my test in Jackson, Mississippi. All righty, well, let's get started. Let's get Clubhouse in the house. So those of you that do not know me, I'm going to introduce myself. Miss Tiffany, give me just a minute until after I'm finished, and then I'm ask you a question. I want to ask you a question about Youngstown, Ohio. Ocean Springs, shut your mouth. I was in Gulfport and Biloxi and Gulfport. I used to come to Ocean Springs all the time. Scotland in the house. Okay, Scotland, I see you. The UK coming in strong. Hey there. North Philly in the house. Hello. Let's see. Ohio. Got a lot of Ohio folks. South Carolina. All right, I see you. I see you. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be on very long. I say that all the time, don't I? I just love you guys. I love you guys so much that I end up just talking and then listening and talking. So, but Brian Corbett, my big brother's in the house. Dothan, Alabama in the house. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you. Bryant Corbett is my big brother. He has known me since the age of 15 years old. He was my trainer that taught me. He was my mentor who taught me about radio. I didn't learn everything about radio, but when I was 15, I couldn't work until I was 16. And so Bryant taught me about radio and commercials and cutting. So I cut my very first commercial at the age of 15. And then he helped me get a job at J103 WORJ, the heartbeat of the city, Wiregrass. That's right. And I was a DJ. And so I was a DJ. I used to travel with him to different areas to do broadcasting and learning how to talk on the microphone. And so, Bryant Corbett, that's my big brother. Thank you so much for being here. So, you guys, now you got a little history about me. See? So, those of you that are on my social media, my visual social medias, I am on YouTube, Instagram. I am broadcasting live from Twitter and on LinkedIn if you're there. Also, I'm going to turn on my Clubhouse. Clubhouse is another app. You can go to your app store, download Clubhouse, sign up for Clubhouse, then go look for my name, Carmen Bryant. It should be under Dr. Carmen Bryant or Carmen Bryant, and also Overcoming Narc Abuse. And join those two rooms. Follow me and join those rooms. And what I do is I'm going to talk. I'm going to teach a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit. Then I open it up for questions for those of you that are on my visual social media. I usually take about 10 minutes to answer some questions. Then I switch over to Clubhouse, and then you get to ask me some questions. Now, allow me to say this for a minute. It is September 18th. It is 8:17 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is for those of you that are watching the replay. A lot of times people get on the replay and they have a whole conversation with me on replay as if I'm still live. So I'm just letting you know that for those of you that are not live now, that are coming later on, this might be the replay for you. It is September 18th. It is 8:18 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I broadcast it. So if you're seeing the replay, when you go and ask me questions and you keep saying hi, and then your state and you wanted me to respond, I can't respond because I'm not there anymore. So thank you so much for those of you that are also watching the replays, for the people that are coming for the replay. So I'm not going to try to stay too long because my daughter has to get up early in the morning. She's got some homework to do. So I'm a mom on top of that, y'all. So not only am I a doctor of psychology, a licensed mental health counselor, but I'm also a mom. And so I have to take care of my sweet pea when I get off the camera. So I'm gonna try not to stay too long, but it gets kind of interesting. And if you guys will mind, when I teach, ask me questions about what I'm teaching, because sometimes we get off topic, and I'm going to try to stay on topic, okay? So I'm going to repeat myself. I'm going to start Clubhouse. So those of you that also would like to join me on Clubhouse, it'll give you an opportunity to ask me questions when I turn off the cameras, okay? And so please forgive my shirt for moving. I have a fan blowing down here. I didn't want to put it up close because you would hear it. And, of course, my little curls blow out of my head. So thank you so much, Natasha. Natasha? That's pretty K. Michelle, Tesha. Hey, Tesha, girl, how are you? Hey, Miss Lola, how are you? Thank you, guys. Natasha Beth, Angela Martin, McBee, how are you? Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay, I see you. You follow me on YouTube? Thank you, Jaquil. Thank you. Hopefully I say, Jaquee. Jaquee, I'm sorry, I'm thinking Jaquil. I don't have my glasses on. Jaquee, what a pretty name. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Cynthia, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see who is here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Amy. So thank you guys for joining me. Kenshiro, I know who you are. How are you doing, sir? Hi, Tina. All right. Well, I'm just going to repeat myself just a few minutes. I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. Well, you need to do that, Angela. If they see some skills, and you do it. June, Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay. Hello, Maddie. Thank you so much. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach a little bit. Hi, love. What a beautiful name. Hi, love. So I'm going to teach a little bit. I'm not going to try to stay on too long. I'm just going to say what I got to say. I'm going to answer some questions on my visual social media. And what I'll do is I'll let people ask me a few questions, and then I'll switch over to Clubhouse, where you can ask me some questions on Clubhouse. I can hear your name. I can hear your voice. I get to interact with you. I'm going to try not to stay on too long. But Jackie, Oh, girl, my bad, girl. You see, I'm trying to make it all sexy for you. You should have said Jaqui. That's it. Jaqui. Jackie. Okay, my bad, girl. Girl, I was making it sexy for you, honey. I was gonna make you sexy, girl. Hey, Tannis, how are you, Vancouver? Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, but like I was saying, so I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna teach a little bit. We're gonna talk about this topic. And what I'd ask you to do is when you ask me questions, ask me some questions about the topic. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to keep us on track, try to keep us on focus on the topic. And I know a lot of times people come on and you guys see how I handle myself. I try to be very professional. But when you come on and ask crazy questions, one thing I don't like to do, I don't like to interrupt people when they're in the process of their healing. They're getting answers. Sometimes people come on and ask some crazy questions. So just, I don't really have time for that. I'm focused on the people that really want to hear the information. So you guys ready? Okay, so let's get started. So the topic is, what is good narcissist supply? Was I not good enough? That's what a lot of questions are. Why was not good enough or was not good enough? Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Those of you that are coaches, Karen knows, Miss Karen knows, but those of you that do this kind of work, you have to understand that when you're dealing with a person that has narcissistic personality disorder, toxic individuals, you have to remember that you're being pulled into their toxic world. And in their toxic world, what is right is wrong and what is wrong is right. What is good is bad and what is bad is good. You are being pulled into, you're being sucked into with the love bomb, you're being sucked into this alternate reality. So where everything is backwards, all the self-esteem you once had, you probably don't have it. If you had an education, you're going to start questioning your education. You got to remember, when you connect with these type of people, these people have an effect on you. These people have an effect on you to a point where they will drive you crazy. They really have you questioning yourself. They have you questioning whether you're not good enough for anybody. You were good enough up until the point you met them. And some of you met the person maybe in your 20s or 30s, maybe younger than that. Maybe you come from a family like that. But you didn't have a problem with yourself up until the time you met that person. So who might be the problem? Who might be the person that has the issue? May not be you. Some of us do have issues. I understand that. But you got to remember that first of all, we as survivors or as teachers about this information, we have to teach the people, to include yourself. We have to teach the people that the language of the narcissist is backwards. Those of you that understand, I'm not totally understanding medical. I can only tell you as much as I know. One thing I know is that the way your eye receives information is actually upside down on the inside of your eye. Even cameras, you guys remember, with cameras, remember the camera with the film. So those of you guys that are kind of old, we remember camera that had the film, that had the negatives. When you look at the negative is actually backwards. Everything is dark. There's no color to it. It looked like everything. But then when you print it out, it comes out the right way with color, everything, and the features, everything is there. Your eye processes the same way. Everything's upside down, but what you're seeing is right side up. You have to remember, everything you're dealing with the narcissist is upside down, backwards. It's not right. You have to remember what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a narcissist. So when you hear good supply, automatically your mind should be set to that doesn't sound right. What do you mean good supply? Narcissist, good narcissist supply means bad narcissist supply. What does that mean, Doc? Got you covered. I got you. I'm glad you asked the question. Thank you for asking the question. So, Miss Marie, please, could you hold down your conversation? I'm in the middle of talking. And so anytime you have a teacher that is talking, someone that is talking on their forum, it is very rude to have an entire conversation that has nothing to do with what they're talking about. So if you could hold your conversation, if you want to contact the person privately, you contact the person privately. But when a teacher is talking or teaching, is vital information, because I guarantee you when the teacher stops talking, the test comes. And when the test comes, the teacher is quiet, unless you go back and rewatch the video. So what I need you to do is be respectful. Don't come on somebody else's, when they're talking and teaching and just have a whole conversation that has absolutely nothing to do with what they're talking about. Because what you're doing is you're taking over their program, and that's very rude. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But people want to hear what I got to say. Hopefully that's why you're here, and I take my time to study it before I give it out. So thank you. I appreciate it. So you have to remember, when you're talking about good supply, what is good supply? Number one, and what is bad supply? Let's talk about good and bad supply. Good supply is a person that is naive, a person that is ignorant. Ignorant doesn't mean that you're stupid. Ignorant means you don't have enough information. to make a rational decision or an educated decision, and it doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means you lack that information. I'm ignorant to the fact. I'm ignorant to the complete medical field. I'm ignorant to that information because I have not received enough information to make me smart, or to make me understand this. So sometimes we're naively ignorant too, so some people, when you're talking about good supply, you're talking about somebody that is ignorant of the behaviors of narcissists and this manipulation and the toxicity that is amongst this narcissist, or how this narcissist operates. So you're naive. 9 times you're ignorant to what is going on. You don't know. A lot of times you have holes in your heart that have not been repaired or fixed. Also, you're just unaware. You're unaware. You don't know. So, and then on top of that, they also look for those that are desperate for a relationship. So you're desperate for a man, you're desperate for a woman. And so you'll accept anything because the presentation as well. You can present food. Those of you that are in culinary, you can present beautiful food. The presentation, it's in the presentation. So you can present food and you taste it and it tastes horrible. It's nasty. It look really good when you serve it, but it just tastes nasty. Then you got stuff that's not even presented right, but it be the best food that you've ever tasted. You just have to get beyond what you see with your eyes, right? Well, with a narcissist, 9 times out of 10, what they present to you is something that you might desire. I desire a friendship. I desire a deep friendship. I desire someone that pays attention to me. I desire somebody that finds me worthy. Well, first of all, you got to find yourself worthy. You got to have self-esteem yourself. Okay. So, but you're looking for something. You have all these holes in your heart and you're looking for someone on the outside to fill those holes. Those holes have to be dealt with before you connect with someone. You got to deal with that. You can't go out and play kickball and your bone is still broken on the inside. You need to go to the doctor. And a lot of times they need to go put screws on there, on the inside of your leg. And when they put screws in there, the process of pain is the process of healing. So some of you have to go and get that heart dealt with. But that's what that narcissist looks for. They're going to look for the holes in your heart. And so that is good supply. Someone that is vulnerable, someone that is hurting, someone that is bleeding all over the place. Some of you, I'm strong. Listen, there are things. This is one thing that I learned in the military. It's 4 or 5 of these issues, but 4 or 5 of these topics that were brought up. I'll just bring up these topics right here. That one thing that I learned as an equal opportunity representative when I was in the military. One of the things we learned, one of the few things we learned, there's a name for it. I can't think of the name of it. There are things that you know about yourself that everybody knows about you. There are things that you know about yourself that nobody knows about you. It's private. Nobody knows this about you. And there's things that other people know about you that you don't know about yourself or you don't realize about yourself. And when they bring it to your attention, some of you get offended. But then also you have to remember there's verbal and nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is more powerful than verbal communication. It's not what you're saying, it's what you're not saying that communicates with people. That's what that narcissist is looking for. And some of you pretend to be very strong. I'm not saying those of you, I'm not talking to everybody, but I'm just saying some people pretend to be strong. They have these wounds on the inside of them. It's not strong. What you did was you put up a big front. You put up this guard. You put this shield up and everything, but behind that shield, you are broken, you are hurt, and it comes out. And the things that narcissist is looking for, you mean, you ugly, you distance yourself from people. I just don't trust people. I don't have a bunch of friends. But what you're doing is telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself. I don't deal with women. I don't deal with men. I don't have a bunch of friends. You can't really trust people like that. Then you ugly in your attitude. You thinking me, no, I'm just serious. I'm just confident in myself. But that is not the true you. That is a front. That is a facade. Just like that narcissist wears a mask, people that are wounded wear masks. And they wear a mask in order to function throughout the day. And the biggest thing is that you have not invested in yourself to get a healing. Therapy, mentorship, coaches. Some people need medications. You need to be healed. You need to go seek help. You need to go find somebody who's going to deal with you and tell you about yourself. The people that are able to tell you about yourself. See, a friend is there because a friend is not always going to be totally honest with you. A good friend, they'll be honest with you and everything, but they're more concerned about your feelings. When you're dealing with a mentor, when you're dealing with a coach, and when you're dealing with a therapist, it's not the fact that they're not concerned about your mental well-being or your emotions, but they're focused on where you're going. And so they'll tell you things about yourself that you may not like, and you'll get angry and you'll want to fight because it's a trigger, because it sounds like what the narcissist has said to you anyway. So you see how you can get confused? The narcissist has done this all along. And then when someone comes around to do it, not to hurt you, but to bring up things about yourself that you can heal, that you need to address, that you need to fix. You're critical, you're angry, you're mean, you're judgmental. Those are all those signs that narcissist sniffs out. That's good supply to them. That's good supply. I need someone that is already broken that I can break even more. Then you have what you consider bad supply. Bad supply, believe it or not, are those of you that have grown up and all of a sudden you realize something ain't right. When you begin to realize something is not right and you begin to withdraw, and it's not that easy to manipulate you anymore, and all of a sudden you're using that sentence called no, N-O exclamation mark, a complete sentence that does not require an explanation. When you begin to say no and you find yourself not explaining yourself that much, and you begin to draw back a little bit and you start coming up with a plan and they notice that change, you are now officially bad supply. The reason why you're bad supply is because now you're starting to build up your self-esteem. Even if you're out of the situation, you're beginning to build up your self-esteem. You're beginning to realize that you have value. You're beginning to realize that you have worth. And it was not contingent on that narcissist, because a narcissist will make you feel like that the only reason why you felt like someone or something, or that you were productive or successful, was because I was in your life. And then you begin to realize, remember, you're living in an alternate world. And then you begin to realize, like, wait a minute, I brought the table. I brought the bacon, I brought the bacon. I brought the whole pig. I cut up the bacon. Wait a minute, I bought the house and put the white picket fence around it. Wait a minute, I'm the one that sustained you. Wait a minute, I'm the one that helped you with your finances. Wait a minute, the reason why we got this, you use my credit. Wait a minute, every time you got this, I'm the one that was paying for it. And you begin to realize, like, wait a minute. They tell you things like you don't make enough money to afford anything like that. Then you begin to look like, wait a minute. You begin to ask questions. See, now you're not that vulnerable anymore. Now you begin to get stronger. It's harder to manipulate you. It's harder to abuse you. Now you calling the cops. Like, I put your hands on me one more time. I promise, I swear before the living God, I will call the police on you. You will go to jail tonight. You stop arguing. You don't even argue anymore. You don't even try to defend yourself anymore. You are officially bad supply. You're no longer good supply. And let me teach you another thing. And let me just add this in here. I'm just add this in there as extra credit. Just add this in there as extra credit. You have a lot of self-proclaimed narcissists. You also have some self-aware narcissists. What is happening is they're having to change up their tactic at how they're pulling in supply, because a lot of you are becoming wiser to the games of the supply. Of the narcissist. And what is happening is it's not that easy to trick you anymore. You got some information. You're starting to watch. There's some things you're beginning to notice. You're beginning to like, okay, so it's not as easy to get you as it was in the past before all this information came out. So what has to happen now is the narcissists, remember, they're always evolving. They're always trying to figure out what is happening, because we're putting this information out, and you can tell the difference between a narcissist putting information out versus a person that is putting information out to you that is trying to help you. You got to understand this. In the world of psychology, as therapists, we learn these tactics because this is a part of our training. They do these things because it's a part of their manipulation, and they don't use it to help you. We do things, for example, as mirror you. We have to learn how to bring down your defensive to make you comfortable around us. We mirror you. We mirror the way you sit, the way you talk, your antics. You laugh, you joke, whatever we do, we mirror that for the purpose of bringing down your guard. We bring down your guard to make you comfortable so that we can build a rapport with you so that you can tell us everything. We pay attention to your nonverbals when you're talking, how your eyes move, how your body moves. We look at what you're not saying. This is all. Then we have to tap in to find out what those sensitive spots are in you. Because the moment you get angry at us about something, we know that is a tender spot. And we find the holes in your heart as therapists, as mentors, those that are like Apostle Helen Saddle that are also in the pastorate. That shepherd sheep, those that are coaches, mental health providers, we try to find and push the buttons to find out where you scream the most. Those places that we find out that hurt the most, because what you'll do is you come out swinging, you'll go off on us, you'll call us names, you'll call us a narcissist, you'll call us anything. But once we get to that tender spot, those are the areas we begin to work with to strengthen those areas up. We build those areas up to strengthen you up, to build your self-esteem, to build your self-worth. Now, with a narcissist, The way that people get caught up in this is because you have narcissists that are doing coaching. You have narcissists that are doing content creation, that are talking to you on social media. And what's happening is they're love bombing the masses. What they're doing is they're mirroring your language. They're giving you information, but no narcissist will ever give you enough information to tear them down, to take control, to get your self-esteem up. Most people, what they do is they tap into your emotions. You get off the camera, you get out of session with them, you watch a video, and you're riled up emotionally. But there is no closure, because narcissists will not give you closure. They'll give you information, but there's no healing with it. There's no band-aid. What they do is they also what they call is it's like they hypnotize you, because they're love bombing. It's not even it's like this hypnotic trance. Your emotions, you feel good, you feel comfortable with them. They're not going to hurt a fly. They made me feel good about myself. So they have to come up with different tactics, because people are getting smarter. And what they're doing is, not everybody is a narcissist, but what they're also doing now is those people that they know are effective, they come on to try to smear them and tear them down. This is a narcissist. Y'all can't see. So they start a smear campaign on legitimate people's pages. They will talk about, pay attention, when you have a coach that has a habit of talking about other coaches, that likes to tear down other coaches, that tear down other influencers. Pay attention to that. Not all of them are narcissists, but pay attention to that. Pay attention when they come on and they hurl insults, because there are a lot of people getting caught up and they feel good. They make me feel good. They look good. There's something to look at on the camera, but yet you come out the same way. You come out the same way that you went in. You got your emotions all stirred up. Your dopamines and they're love bombing you on camera. They're never going to give you all the information. So you got to be aware that these narcissists are coming up with new ways. And not only that, is because you're being strengthened by a lot of the coaches that are providing you with this information. I just had a conversation with my leader, and they're coming in, but they're having to come in harder. The love bombing has to be stronger. The abuse has to be harder. The degradation and the tear down and the devaluation, it has to be hard. It's got to be able to tear your self-esteem down. They strip you down to nothing. Even in the military, when you come into the military, they strip you of your civilian mindset. They strip you of your individuality. And while they're stripping you down, they're building you up into team. They don't leave you like that. They build you up and build you up into team. Narcissists will never build you up into anything. They build you and they integrate in with you, where some of you have lost yourself. You have integrated in there. You've given them your soul. You'll do anything to appease that narcissist. That's why that question, was I not good enough? No, why wasn't I good enough? Was I not good enough for the narcissist? No, what it is you lost yourself. That anything they ask you to do, you will sacrifice yourself. Some people sacrifice their children to appease this narcissist, to try to make them love you. A narcissist does not have the capacity to love anybody. Nobody. Just like Dr. Phil said. Now, I don't know whether Dr. Phil is a Christian or not. I don't know. But I know he's saying the same thing that we as Christians are saying. So I don't know what his background. I don't know him personally, but I know he said the same thing that we said. He said there are a lot of things that can be explained by psychology. The science of psychology, the study of the mind, the study of the human behavior. He said, but there are some things that go beyond science, that go beyond psychology, and you just have to deem it as pure evil. There are no words for it. That's why you still got researchers out there researching narcissistic personality disorder, because it goes beyond the explanation of psychology. There's only so much you can explain. People are like, how did they get like this? If we knew the definitive answer, like he said, if we knew the answer to that question, don't you think that we would be able to fix the problem? You have to remember that when you go into therapy, as a therapist, as a marriage family therapist, when you go in there, it's just like a doctor. You're going in to be able to figure out what the symptoms are. You got to figure out symptoms. You got to figure out symptoms that lead to a problem, and you're getting to the root of the problem so you can provide healing. You got to provide them with strategies, theories, all this kind of stuff. You find out what the symptoms are in order to work toward healing the person of the mental health issue that they have. But You have, and so some people get upset. Don't you realize that they ain't never gonna change? That's why I don't take people with personality disorders. I don't work with personality disorders. I don't, because that is not my heart. I'm my heart is for the victim and the survivors. So that's what I work with. So if you have a personality disorder, I will tell you right away, I do not work with personality disorders. I will refer you to someone that might be able to help you out. I just won't take them because that's not my thing. And we have the choice to pick those areas that we want to work with. But you have to remember that if we haven't figured out how to fix that problem, and even in school, in graduate school, is taught. We used to have the axis. There was axis 1, which was the mental health disorders like bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, those type of things. Axis 2 was considered personality disorders. That's cluster A, B, or C. Different personality disorder. But they taught you in school that you cannot change a personality disorder. Personality disorder is permanent. You cannot change it. So we knew early on in graduate school that a personality disorder, you can't change a personality disorder. Work with the axis 1, because people that have personality disorders also have other disorders. Some of them have alcohol problems. They have depression, they have anxiety. Most narcissists have anxiety. They have PTSD. They have depression. But what is the root cause of it all? There's so many causes that no one can put their finger on. We don't know how to fix it. We don't know how to fix the problem. So if psychology cannot explain it, even though they're still doing studies on it, then if psychology cannot explain it, then obviously there's something beyond psychology called just pure evil. Pure evil. And you got to remember, a narcissist is a narcissist is a narcissist. Tigers do not change their stripe. I ain't never seen a Bengal tiger say, I decided I'm not going to be a tiger. I'm going to work really hard so I can change myself into a lion. You got a liger, but tigers and lions do not mate. If you see a liger, that's man-made in a laboratory. They took the sperm and they took the eggs and they put them together and they put it inside the female, and she gave birth to a liger. That those two do not crossbreed. Someone put that together. Somebody created that. They don't crossbreed. They don't do that. Okay. So you have to remember that a narcissist is a narcissist is a narcissist, and they're not going to change. So when you say, was I not good enough? You have to work on your own self-esteem, because that is what they're looking for. And nowadays, people are getting stronger. People are becoming wiser. And the narcissists are not just after you. They're after the people that are giving information to you, revelation to you, to get you out of your situation, to build your strength up, to help you realize when you start feeling stronger and you're not getting, if you still connected with narcissists, even on social media, you got to question yourself because they're love bombing you. No contact is no contact. Stay away from them. And then for many of us, we have to work with narcissists. There's nothing you can do to get away from them. You have to work with them. Some of them in the legal system. Some of the best lawyers are narcissists, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist. Because a narcissist against a narcissist, you gonna win your case, because they ain't gonna lose their case. You see what I mean? So hopefully this has helped you. And that's all I got to say about that there. Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. But hopefully that has helped you for tonight. If just be real, if you give me 10 minutes to answer some questions here on the visual social media, I will answer some questions. Try to keep your questions toward the topic, what we were talking about. I'm going to try to stay focused and stay on topic, okay? And I already know where this conversation is going. So, got it. But ask some questions. And Clubhouse, if you give me a few minutes, I'll be over there in just a second. But go ahead, ask me some questions. Try to stay on topic, pretty please, because it took a minute to study this and for me to bring this information. You get me off topic. Let's see. How do you handle them when you have kids and separated but still married? How do you handle them when you have kids and separated but still married? You have to get you a coach for that, because that's a whole personal conversation. That would be a personal conversation between you and I, or any coaches that you see on here that you would like to connect with, because yours is an individual case that requires individual attention. So it's not like a general, question that I can answer for you, because that would be something I would need to know more details about to provide you with some information on that. Lotus Bloom said, You be breaking it down. Oh my gosh, Dr. Bryant, thank you so much. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Swain Fuller, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Deanna, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh my gosh, thank you. I finally got after 4 years. Been alone for a year now. Feels good, don't it? Feels good, huh? Let's see. So let's see. Uh, so why would a narc go back to old supply, one he knew before he met me? It's called recycled supply. I'm gonna do a video on that. Recycled supply. Got to go back to a supply that's vulnerable enough to take them back. It's like going to get some more fuel before they take off and go somewhere else, like a gas station. Recycled supply. How can you remain on the bad supply list? Continue to grow. Honey, go be the best you can be. Go be great. And the greater you are, and the more confident you become, and the more successful you are, the more you are tormenting them, honey. You torment them. And the way that you torment them is by being great, cutting them off and being great. Let's see. Amy Weaver said, really respect the fact that you chose to work with victims versus the ones with the PDS. I'm sorry, I missed it. I can't see it. I'm sorry. Let's see. It's going really fast. I have 20 years in mental health field in the now boom. Fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Ms. Amy, honey, I was there too. I was there too. 22 years. 22 years. What if the narcissist parent, what if the narcissist is your parent? It still applies. The information still applies, no different. Okay, I need you to be careful at your language on here. Yeah, I need you to be careful on your language. Be careful what you're talking about. You know, this is not rated X. We're not having a rated X conversation on here, okay? So I need you to be careful at your comments. Let's see. Both of your parents are narcissists. Okay. When you guys write really, really long statements, it moves too fast. So sometimes I can't read it all. Can't question. Said, "Ooh, that was a really good question. Be great." Yes. Deanna said, "I appreciate you. Been 2 years since leaving my 10-year narc relationship. I did it listening to you and implementing what you teach." Thank you. I appreciate it. See, things like that make me work harder. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Be contacting. Yesterday, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. He said he would never join. Girl, delete it. Delete it. Let's see. No contact. Good job. Left yours after 20 years. I know the feeling. Let's see. Andrea, I don't know. I have to go back and look at I have to go look at what radical acceptance is. Because radical means to the root. Radical means to the root. So radical acceptance to the root of acceptance. Accept them to the root. That's kind of oxymoron. Radical acceptance to the root acceptance. They accept you to the root. And for some people, they die from the inside out. So you would have to make that a decision. You have to make that decision. How did I get my confidence back? Because I was around very confident people. So when I was going through what I was going through, I was in the ministry, and in the ministry, they knew him in the ministry. He's a really fun guy. I mean, he's funny. He was a fun guy to be around. People loved him in the ministry. We were just that cool couple. We were that it couple, you know, and everybody enjoyed being around us. They didn't know when we went home, I was going through pure hell. And thank God I had, building friendships and in the church When I went through what I went through, I had a great support system in the church. Apostle Helen Sadler was my mentor, my counselor, my mother. And when I was going through what I was going through, she was there for me. Now, she's one of those types, she's not going to let you just wallow in the past. I'm a different breed like my sisters. I'm a different breed. I'm not, I'm tough. At the same time, it wasn't like she didn't respect the fact that I was grieving and hurting. She was able to see beyond where I was at. And she worked with me a lot. She talked to me a lot. She helped me bring my self-esteem back up. I was around my big sister, Bishop Kathy Gibson. You guys know her from My Life is Intentional. Very confident woman. That's her daughter. Very confident woman. A lot of the people that I'm around is Bridget Griffin. A lot of Tasha. You guys know her as Tasha, which is her adjutant. But a lot of the people that I'm around, we went through stuff, but we accepted each other's flaws and realized that some of us have been through some of the similar things, hurt, pain, whatever, but we built friendships. And so even though I may not see them all every day, when we got around each other, we spent time with each other. We learned each other. We went out to eat. We went to the movies. We did things together. Apostle is a woman that creates family. Even in the church, Just Be Real met her. Tasha Leland met her. Tasha Leland hasn't met her yet, but Telsha has met her and has come to the church. And we're family. And she creates the environment of family. She creates family. She's about family. And when you have a person that is about family, it is not easier to go through what you go through, but you have a support system. And when you have a support system, plus I had people that had went through some of the same things as I had. They never judged me. I still had to work in the church. I still had to minister. I still had to be on a pulpit. I still had to be on duty because I'm a part of her, what we consider security. And so I still had to look out for the people. I was in the military. So what really assisted me as well is that I was going through a lot of this in the military, and I couldn't show that kind of weakness in front of my soldiers. I still had to lead the soldiers, so I came out with that mentality. So when I was in the ministry, I was going through what I was going through. And though my heart was broken, I still had to focus on the mission in the ministry. And so that's what helped me. And being by myself. When I say being by myself, my last child is here with me. My kids are in their 30s. I have grandchildren. They're moved away. So I had one that was in the home with me. I still had to think of her. I had to think of her. I had to take care of her. I still had to build myself up. And I began to realize everything that I was telling you guys. I began to realize that, wait a minute, I got an education. Wait a minute, I was the one that taught you how to do this. Wait a minute, I'm the one that's responsible. Wait a minute, I'm the one that was paying. Wait a minute, and I began to realize the gifting and talents that I had. I was like, wait a minute. The only reason why we have half of the stuff is not because of you. It was because of me. You had the idea, but I sustained and supported that idea. Wait a minute. You were making almost the equivalent amount of money that I was making until I got out of the military and I started from ground zero. But I showed myself I started from ground zero. Then he left and I lost 2 homes. I lost a nice car, beautiful car. But then I started from a little apartment and I built myself back up, bought my own house. And I began to realize how valuable I am. And when I begin to value myself, and one day I looked in the mirror after all those years, like, you are all right with me. And my confidence began to grow. But that didn't mean me jumping into another relationship. I put relationships on hold to work on me. You see what I mean? And that's how I got my confidence back up. Yeah, that's how I got my confidence back up. Let's see. The church is Into His Chambers Global Ministries. Into His Chambers Global Ministries. If you find Apostle Helen Sadler, you can go to Into His Chambers Global Ministries, and you can click on there and follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Helen Sadler, I think it's Sadler Helen, and follow her on Instagram. There she broadcasts on Instagram as well. You said, I learned judges' biggest job is to detect liars. So a lot of times you don't have to do a lot of work in the court. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let's see what I'm missing here. Yeah, there are narcissists in the ministry as well. I understand that. But you'll grow. If you're in a good church, you'll grow. Narcissists are everywhere. So, I mean, it's not like you can hide from them. You have to learn how to sustain and support yourself. You don't have to get connected with them, because I work with them every day, all day. Let's see. Why is it so hard for victims to recover and start over, but the narcissist seems to just bounce back? If a person is connected to another person and they can just bounce back, you understand that they're not in it for the same reason that you're in it, Miss Karen. You're in it because you have the heart to love somebody. You want to love someone. You want to do right with them. You want to grow with them and everything. So your heart is right. You just got connected to the wrong person. A narcissist does not love. A narcissist does not have the capacity to love like that. Everything is a source of supply for them, so they can stay in the situationship for a very, very long time because the other person won't break it off unless they find better supply than you. If they find better supply than you, and sometimes the better supply comes with more money, comes with more esteem, comes with more maybe fame and fortune, may come with more stuff that they want, and they begin to work on it, and it may not work, and so they leave it alone and stay with you, or it begins to work, and they know that you now they'll play the field, but then you not tolerating anymore, and they can tell that your esteem is rising, you're becoming bad supply. They'll switch over and in love bomb this person to connect with them, and so they just connect with them. They keep going, but that lets you know that they were never locked in with you. They were never locked in with you. They never loved you. They never connected, because if a person really loves, they really love, number one, they're going to change to better themselves for themselves, to be a better person for you as well. But these people don't change. They want you to change, but they don't want to change. So that's letting you know that they don't have the capacity to love like that. So it's not that they bounce back. They just got another supply. That's all. They got another supply, and they get worse with time. So whoever the person, when they leave you and you got away from them, they're not going to let the new supply get away from them. And they're gonna love bomb harder. They're going to abuse harder, so that you be trauma bonded harder. So trust me, the supply after you is going to get it worse than what you got it. And I'm gonna do a video on that too. I did one already, but sometimes I have to go back and reiterate something that I've said. Okay, let's see. She said, "Bless your heart. You're a strong woman, Dr. Carmen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It almost sounded like I'm a strong little woman. Thank you." Let's see. Okay, the comments coming really, really quick. Let's see. Time. Okay, it's my time. All right. Let me scroll. Time. She was throwing the. I didn't look up. I couldn't see. I was looking in the camera, so I didn't see your clock. Okay, let's see. What happens if a narcissist completely runs out of supply? It's like air. If they don't get in the air, they suffocate. Some of them go crazy. Some of them commit suicide. Some of them are up in inpatient treatment. Some of them actually lose their mind because they don't have supply. I've seen it. Some of them lose supply. I mean, they lose their minds because they don't have supply. They live off of supply. They thrive off of supply. So some of them actually have psychotic episodes. Some of them lose their mind, and some of them commit suicide. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she said, my time is up. All right, let's see here. All right. So just be real. Lotus said that those links don't have a hyperlink on them. So what you just do, because she put the link for Clubhouse. So if it doesn't work, just go to your app, download Clubhouse. When you sign in and everything, just look for my name. It's under Carmen Bryant. You'll see my little pie face in it, or look for Overcoming Narc Abuse, and just click and join me. I mean, just click and follow me, and then you'll see that I'm on live now. So I'm getting ready to go. Thank you, Ms. Amy. I appreciate you too. And thank you, my fellow mental health provider. I usually come on live on Sundays at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes I come early because I have to travel back home. So when I travel back home, sometimes it takes me a little longer. So good night, Ms. Barbara. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to switch over to Clubhouse for a few minutes. You guys are welcome to join me so I can hear your voices, and then I'm out for tonight. So I appreciate all of you guys for joining me. Thank you so much. Those of you know I'm creating a course, which is behavior modification strategies for parents that have children 2 through 12. Now that sounds like the title I'm going to use, but I could change it. But it is behavior modification strategies. So it helps you to modify your behavior, but it also helps you gain control back of your house. So some of you guys that have children that seem to be out of control from 2 to 12, that some of your kids are out of control, is good to work with the foundation, because either you're going to raise a narcissist or you lost control of your house and they're running you crazy. And so I am building a course right now. If you guys just give me a few weeks to build it, I have some things to do in my business to clear that up so I can focus. And when I launch the course, I will let you guys know you guys need it. I used to teach this when I used to work for a private practitioner. I used to work with Child Protective Services. They contracted. And so I used to go in and out of the homes and teach parents how to parent and gain control over their house, especially when they have these little buck wild kids that are doing everything and you think they narcissists, and I lost control of my house and my life and they driving me crazy. Yep, I used to go in there. I used to teach parenting skills. And so this is a course that's going to help some of you parents. No, I'm not on cocaine, just in case some of you guys ask. My nose is just itching. You know, people that on cocaine scratch their nose. My nose is itching. I got allergies, okay? So I don't want you guys thinking, why she keeps scratching her nose. My nose is itching. I got allergies. So there you go. Got the answer. But yes, I am coming up with a course. So when I release that course, I would let everyone know, okay? And I thank you so much, Dwayne. Thank you so much. So good night, everybody. Those of you who like to switch over to Clubhouse, you're welcome to come to Clubhouse. I'm going to spend a few minutes there, and then I am out. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just be real. I'll meet you over here on the other side. Thank you, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening, and go be great. Good night, y'all.